You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Duluth. As the November election draws closer, the discussion of mail-in balloting and possible changes to the postal system are on many voters' minds. We're hearing from national and local officials to learn more about what this November could look like. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. On the same day that Minnesota joined other states in suing to stop proposed mail delivery changes at the United States Postal Service, the nation's Postmaster General now says nothing will change until after the election.
Today's announcement is in response to cuts that could lead to mail delivery delays and service changes. But Postmaster General Louis DeJoy said today retail hours at post offices across the country will not change, and mail processing equipment and boxes will stay where they are. No facilities will be closed, and overtime will be approved as needed. Democrats claimed those changes would have threatened mail-in voting ahead of November's general election, which is sure to be much more popular than normal during the pandemic. DeJoy is a Trump ally who took over the USPS in June.
Meanwhile, we reached out to the USPS branch serving Duluth. They say they are equipped and prepared to handle the absentee voting volume this fall and deliver them on time. But they ask that you help them out by understanding the deadlines and laws surrounding mail-in voting.
And that's what CBS 3's Leanne Valdez set out to learn today. She spoke with St. Louis County officials about everything you need to know now about mail-in voting.
Just to give you guys a feel, election supervisor for St. Louis County, Phil Chapman, says just last week at the primary, the county processed over 18,000 absentee ballots, and he's expecting that number to double come the November general election. Absentee voting doesn't start until September 18th, but you can request a ballot now. The county isn't able to send out the ballots until mid-September, though, 46 days before the election, per state statute. Those who want to vote absentee should send their ballots back immediately in order to ensure it counts. Chapman says the auditor's office will count the ballot if it's postmarked before November 3rd and if they receive it 7 days after November 10th. As for concerns about the Postal Service, Chapman says they're working with the post office to ensure things go smoothly.
As we get into the election cycle and people are mailing their ballots back, the post office has already committed that that's high priority. So that gets top priority of any other mail that's delivered.
And before you can do any of that, you have to make sure you are registered to vote. We do have a link on our website.
All right, thanks, Leanne. And again, Election Day is November 3rd, with ballots able to be counted up until November 10th. There's no immediate word on what that means for Election Day. Meanwhile, women supporting President Donald Trump's re-election campaign made a stop in the Northland this morning. Campaign surrogates, including Minnesota's GOP party chairwoman Jennifer Carnahan, spoke in Hermantown. She says she believes support for Trump has grown in the 8th Congressional District over the past 4 years. Carnahan credited that to the president's stance on mining proposals and steel tariffs.
We want to get the economy here chugging again. We want to get people back to work. We want more jobs created, and it's such a critical part of this portion of Minnesota, and voters do care about that, and I think they will come out and show that support.
The state's 8th Congressional District flipped from blue to red with Congressman Pete Stauber's election 2 years ago. The Women for Trump bus is making stops around the rest of the state as well.
It's day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. Tonight's program includes remarks from 2 former presidents and some rising stars in the Democratic Party. They'll make their case to the nation why the Biden-Harris ticket is best for the country. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
Night 2 of the Democratic National Convention will focus on leadership and the party's past and future. Progressive New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and former Secretary of State John Kerry are among those delivering remarks.
Donald Trump is just not equipped, not capable of doing what we need to do in the world today.
Former President Bill Clinton is also a featured speaker. CBS News has learned he's expected to issue his sharpest rebuke yet of President Trump. And Joe Biden's wife, Dr. Jill Biden, will deliver remarks from a school in Wilmington, Delaware, where she taught.
What Jill is best at helping me do is figure out who the people around me would be most compatible with me.
Instead of the convention's traditional roll call of states to officially nominate Joe Biden, this year it will happen virtually with a speaker from each state and territory.
Something happened here.
Similar to Monday night, night 2 will feature a mix of musical performances and pre-taped speeches. Former First Lady Michelle Obama closed night 1 with a sharp criticism of President Trump.
Donald Trump is the wrong president for our country. He has had more than enough time to prove that he can do the job, but he is clearly in over his head.
President Trump called the former First Lady's remarks divisive ahead of his campaign visit to the battleground state of Arizona.
She was over her head, and frankly, she should have made the speech live.
One of tonight's program highlights will be a keynote address from more than a dozen Democratic rising stars, including former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams.
Well, meanwhile, firefighters in St. Paul spent the afternoon battling a large blaze at a recycling facility. The fire broke out around 11:30 this morning when people reported hearing an explosion from miles away. No one was hurt. You'll remember a similar story out of Becker, Minnesota last February when another fire at a scrap metal facility there burned for days.
And Dave's here for weather now. Dave, nice day, but that might be coming to an end pretty soon, huh?
You know, it looks like the chance for rain tonight through tomorrow is better than it looked with last night's data. Here's a live look at Ely right now, and you can see to the left that vintage-looking log cabin. That's the Chocolate Moose restaurant. It's only 40 years old on the lot where the old Shagwell Hotel used to stand for decades and decades. But focusing your attention on the sky, you see the clouds are trying to build as a trough of lower pressure works towards our region. And that trough is centered over towards North Dakota, but that warm front reaching in will help trigger a chance for showers tonight and tomorrow through tomorrow night, and also help bring in warmer air. We'll go towards 80 degrees and more humid air. It could become muggy again for the next couple of days. So we take a look now at our day planner for Wednesday. And it says the morning start will be around 57 degrees, and there's still a 20 to 40% chance for showers tomorrow morning, especially in Wisconsin. Could be clear to partly cloudy for a break around lunchtime, though. But then as you come back home, another 20 to 40% chance for rain. High temp around 80. That's warmer than normal for this time of year, and I'll talk about how long it'll stick around just a little bit later here in the newscast.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, chalking the block with the message of hope in Hayward. Plus, virtual challenges for readers in Hibbing City by City is next.
Plus, tonight at 6, a fan favorite pizza topping is the latest item to run short due to COVID-19.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
The Garage. It's your space. Get a garage fit for man's best friend with our Doghouse 34 by 26 garage. Store all of the equipment you need today. No matter what you put in your space, trust us to build it right. Economy Garages. Built right, priced right.
Duluth Stove and Fireplace offers a full line of Finleo sauna rooms, sauna heaters, and sauna accessories. Visit us online at duluthstove.com or come see us at Duluth Stove and Fireplace at 27th Avenue West and Michigan Street and see your next sauna.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. Like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. There is no return to normal. But going forward, we will return to something more.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS 3 News with Kristen Vaki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
Every time that I felt like I was missing out. Every time I asked someone to repeat their question. Every time that I couldn't hear the birds singing in my own yard was another reason to treat my hearing loss. With the help of Ashland Audiology, I can finally reconnect with my family and my life. Don't wait to reconnect to those around you. Take the first step today to start your new life.
Everybody likes something for nothing. Now at Home Furniture, when you spend $299 for something, you'll pay nothing down, nothing for interest until 2022, nothing for sales tax, and nothing for shipping. Shop furniture, mattresses, and even patio. And you can have them with nothing down, nothing for interest until 2022, nothing for sales tax, and nothing for shipping. Now that's something. The Something for Nothing sale ends Saturday, only at Home Furniture. There's no place like home.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's go to Kristen with a look around the region.
A virtual reading challenge for library goers in Hibbing, plus spreading a message of hope in Hayward. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Starting things off in Hayward, where the city is promoting National Suicide Prevention Week with a series of events aimed at spreading awareness. From September 1st through the 12th, the city is asking residents to chalk the block along 3rd and Main Street in Hayward with messages of hope. Then on September 12th, there will be a Talk Saves Lives virtual training for suicide prevention. You can register for that training on the Talk Saves Lives Facebook page. Now to Lake Vermilion Township, where the area fire department is receiving a grant worth more than $73,000. The grant is geared for department safety and operations. The grant was awarded from the Department of Homeland Security. Lake Vermilion Township is located near Tower, Minnesota. And finally, we finish off in Hibbing, where the area public library is hosting a series of reading challenges for book lovers of all ages. The weekly challenge began on August 10th and will continue to run through September 25th. Each challenge will have its own special theme, and with each challenge completed, the participant will be entered into a prize drawing at the end of each week. Next week's theme is Biggest Book. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, want some pepperoni on your pizza? It might cost you a little extra. Find out why after the break.
Money can't buy you happiness. Nonsense. $6 can buy you 2 Arby's sandwiches. That's 2 happinesses. Arby's, we have the meat.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on social media and discoverwisconsin.com for behind-the-scenes content and great Wisconsin giveaways, including a chance to win a free vacation. This week's featured prize package could take you to Ripon. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever. Step up to GMC and get $6,000 purchase cash on most 2020 Sierra Light Duty Crew Cab models. Visit your Lake Country GMC dealer.
Join our team at St. Anne's. St. Anne's Residence is calling to service nursing assistants, LPNs, personal caregivers, and food service workers. We offer excellent pay, bonus opportunities, and great people to work with. Apply online. Together, we are St. Anne's strong.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Fond Duluth Casino is hiring. Apply today.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Economy Garages. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Aha, here we are. Having some technical difficulties here today, so bear with me. We're going to start with this great picture coming in from our dear friend Roger Reinert. Sunrise over the Oberstar this morning. gorgeous sunrise, awfully orange going towards red, and a very noble ship plying her trade across the big lake there. Well, we focus our attention on the sky because you know that old sailor's adage, red sky in the morning, sailor take warning. These sailors probably don't have too much to worry about, but this red sky is a sign that the clouds are building, and our rain chances coming in tonight and could stick around through tomorrow. The odds of payoff run about 20 to 40% for that precipitation. All right, let's move ahead here and see if that works, because we've been having a little bit of trouble with that here as well. Looks like the maps do not want to move ahead on their own. Let's see if I can jumpstart them. Big kick. No, that's not moving either. Well, it looks like we're going to be talking about the Oberstar here for quite a while as I talk about what the conditions are like, at least as far as the forecast goes. I'm going to start with the forecast here for tonight, and we're going to talk about Minnesota, where there's about a 20% chance for showers from a trough of low pressure coming into our area. That'll hit probably after the midnight hour, and low temps up in the Minnesota neck of the woods probably will go from about 55 to 60. In Wisconsin and Michigan, this approaching low pressure system actually has a better chance of paying off. It's about a 40% chance there with a range of low temperatures. That'll be about 55 to 60 degrees as well. Now the forecast for tomorrow in Minnesota says a 40% chance for rain, especially later in the day into the afternoon. High temperatures are probably going to run anywhere from 77 by the lake to 82 inland. So this low pressure system's warm front is indeed going to warm us up, probably make us feel a little bit more humid as well. It's a warm air mass coming in behind that warm front, so summer's not done yet. Warm and humid with a chance of rain. The Wisconsin-Michigan chance for rain tomorrow is probably going to be more focused in the morning, and that's a 40% shot as well. Could be a couple thunderstorms mixed in. Not thinking it's going to be severe this time around, but watch out just to be safe. Now, talking about the extended forecast here as I try to give this thing one more shot. Still not doing much of anything at all. Computers, like I like to see, you can't live with them, and the boss won't let you blow them up with dynamite either. Anyway, the 7-day forecast here. Partly cloudy through Thursday, perhaps, after the chance of rain tomorrow. Then another round of showers and storms could be with us Friday and Saturday. Last night I was fearing that one could be on the strong side like last Friday's. But today's information indicates that the chances drop to only 30%. And if it does pay off, it's probably not going to be that severe this time around, Tony, which is nice because folks near the Barnum area still need time to clean up. Especially that one farmer who gets that tin shed knocked down every time the wind picks up. You know, we feel for that fella.
Sure do,
It happens to some of the others of the rest of us as well. You know, I was worried that I'd be playing with my chainsaw Saturday morning from that Friday night system. No damage in my yard. But the way my yard rolls, maybe you can't tell anyway.
Maybe not. Hey, look, with no maps or nothing, you blaze through. You're 3 minutes there, no problem. You're an old pro. Maybe at 6, though, we'll have to go back to some hand-drawn.
Pro, I don't know. Well, on a nice note on that, Mark, in my garage, I do have at least portions of Jack McKenna's old metal weather map, and I know who has the magnetic symbols. Maybe we can get it all together if we need it.
We'll see if we can fire it up for 6. Thanks, Dave. Throughout the pandemic, many retail items have been in high demand, leading to a shortage. And pepperoni is the newest item to make the list. A nationwide shortage of the popular pizza topping has resulted in many pizza shops having to find new vendors to supply. Twin Ports Pizza Shop says they've felt the impact since the end of July. Typically, Vita Pizza says they order around 50 pounds of the meat at a time, using about 20 pounds per week. But that has changed with the uncertainty if vendors will be able to provide.
We've definitely upped it because we don't know if we're going to get it one week or the other. And we've just been so crazy busy, which is great. Like, we're super grateful for.
While managers couldn't comment on the exact price pepperoni typically costs, they say it has drastically increased in the last month. Coming up tonight at 6, we hear more about how the shortage is impacting small pizza shops.
Women secured the right to vote 100 years ago today. That's when the 19th Amendment was ratified after a hard-fought battle that lasted decades. Nancy Chen visited Seneca Falls, New York, the birthplace of the women's rights movement and where women are being celebrated today.
In Seneca Falls, New York, it's all about reaching for the sky or diving from it.
Here she comes on her landing.
These skydivers celebrated the centennial of the women's vote and the birthplace of the women's rights movement.
Woo! We are here to encourage everyone to use your voice to vote.
They touched down right across from where famed suffragist Elizabeth Cady Stanton presented her Declaration of Sentiments at the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848. But it took another 72 years for the 19th Amendment to become law.
Think about what happened in those 72 years. It was not easily won.
Kate Bennett is the board chair of the National Women's Hall of Fame, dedicated to the achievements of great American women.
What we're doing here is writing women into history. Who are the people who have knocked through the glass ceiling?
The founding document of the women's rights movement is inscribed here, proclaiming that all men and women are created equal. But many say there is still plenty of work to be done.
Are we better off than when we were in the 1600s, 1700s? Sure. Are we perfect? No.
Colleen Jenkins is Stanton's great-great-granddaughter. She'd like to see her ancestors' work taken a step further with the 28th Amendment.
What about all the other legal rights that not only women need, but men need? Let's put equality into our Constitution.
A lesson for future generations that the push for constitutional change continues today.
The 19th Amendment primarily enabled white women to vote. It was the Voting Rights Act of 1965 outlined discriminatory practices that ultimately cleared the path for all women to cast a ballot.
Still to come, State Fair fans now have a way to keep the tradition going by taking the Great Minnesota Get-Together online.
I've got one for you. See, UCare, Health Plan Demystifiers and Sleeve Roller Uppers.
UCare, Health Plan Demystifiers and Sleeve Roller Uppers.
Sounds so good when you say it. 96% of all providers accept UCare because they rock so hard.
96% of all providers accept UCare because they ride so hard. Can we pull over?
What's our tagline?
UCare People-Powered Health Plan.
So good.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host. What? And the stars love it too.
You're so good.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on Live Local CBS 3. Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with Live Local CBS 3.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Attention! This is an important message for anyone diagnosed with cancer after being exposed to Roundup or other weed killers. In 2015, the Internal Agency for Research on Cancer warned that overexposure to Roundup and other weed killers may increase the risk of developing non-Hodgkin lymphoma. More evidence found that Monsanto may have known that Roundup was likely linked to organ damage and cancer. This information was hidden from the public as proprietary trade secret since 1981, and Monsanto may have failed to adequately warn about the potential risk of cancer. A California jury found Monsanto's weed killer caused a groundkeeper's cancer and issued a verdict for $78 million. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with cancer after being exposed to Roundup or other weed killers, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call the Sentinel Group now. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor.
Please call 800-627-1826.
Update your bathroom with Delta Faucets at Menards. An Aubrey 2-handle faucet has an attractive design and will brighten any space in your home. Pick one up today for $59.99 after 11% rebate. Provide clean and refreshing environments by using Dampered's fragrance-free moisture absorber refill container. It's capable of replenishing all refillable Dampered products. Pick one up for $8.45 after 11% rebate. Start saving right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
Fans of the Minnesota State Fair may not be able to enjoy the fun in person this year, but that isn't stopping organizers from keeping the annual tradition going. After being canceled due to COVID-19, the Great Minnesota Get-Together is going virtual. The fair announced its new at-home edition today. From August 27th through September 7th, you can find contests, activities, and much more on the fair's website and social media pages. State Fair kits and 2020 fair merchandise will also be for sale. A Duluth movie theater is dusting off its silver screens this week. Duluth 10 in Canal Park is set to reopen Friday afternoon. They've been shut down since March when the pandemic ramped up. While managers there weren't able to comment on their exact safety procedures just yet, Marcus Theater officials say social distancing and mask requirements will be in place. They'll also have hand sanitizer and more online options for buying tickets, among other changes.
After announcing it was shutting down, aviation company AAR is breaking its lease with the Duluth Economic Development Authority. DETA announced the deal today. AAR will pay $210,000 to end its lease of an airport warehouse. The company said a significant drop in business due to the pandemic forced them to close their Duluth branch this spring. DETA had already forgiven them 3 months' rent in hopes the company would stay in business. This deal ends the lease immediately. It originally ended in November. Once AAR moves out of the facility, Cirrus Aircraft will move in. The company needs to store a backlog of planes and parts. Cirrus is having issues with their supply chain, causing up to a 3-month delay in finishing planes already under construction. The company will use the hangar to store the unfinished aircraft until they get the parts they need to complete them. The new lease with DETA runs through the end of the year.
University of Wisconsin leaders plan to ask the governor for a nearly $100 million budget boost. Interim President Tommy Thompson says he plans to ask for the increase in the 2021 to 2023 budget. The university system has been dealing with a 7-year freeze on in-state undergraduate tuition and a drop in revenue due to the pandemic.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. Bill Clinton prepares to make his sharpest attack yet on the president, as we also hear from Dr. Jill Biden and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Plus, with colleges facing COVID-19 outbreaks, the World Health Organization is now warning about young people and the spread of the virus. And we'll end tonight with a look back at history as we mark the 100-year anniversary of the 19th Amendment and women getting the right to vote. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentialhealth.org/allofus to learn more.
We asked real customers what they really love about Spectrum Internet and TV.
Spectrum Internet has the fastest speeds for everything I do.
There is no turning wheel. It's immediate.
Spectrum is the fastest. Bam.
Get the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance with Spectrum Internet, delivering starting speeds of 100 megabits. That's more than enough for all your devices for $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
I can't get over how much on-demand Spectrum has. I can literally watch a new movie every night.
I got all my shows, and he's got all his shows.
With the Spectrum TV app, I can watch live TV anywhere. It's perfect.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on-demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go, all from $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
The fact that they don't have contracts, that says a lot about their service.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Install Spectrum services yourself. Get a self-installation kit shipped right to your home. Call 833-906-4499.
I'm Caitlin, and I'm into nursing. We have small class sizes, so we actually get to know each other, know our instructors. All of the faculty at Lake Superior College, they're here to help you succeed and choose the right path.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet, your simple and affordable choice for bathtubs, showers, surrounds, and safety tubs. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022, or get your dream bathroom for as little as $69 a month. This offer ends August 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet. Out of this world service and down to earth price.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Mainstream is your wedding headquarters. Downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Tuesday evening. Let's take a quick look at today's top stories and a peek at what's coming up tonight at 6. On the same day that Minnesota joined other states in suing to stop proposed mail delivery changes at the United States Postal Service, the nation's Postmaster General now says nothing will change until after the election. Today's announcement is in response to cuts that could lead to mail delivery delays and service changes. But Postmaster General Louis DeJoy said today retail hours at post offices across the country will not change and mail processing equipment and boxes will stay where they are.
Meanwhile, we reached out to the USPS branch serving Duluth. They say they are equipped and prepared to handle the absentee voting volume this fall and deliver them on time. But they ask that you help them out by understanding the deadlines and laws surrounding mail-in voting. Coming up tonight at 6, throughout the pandemic, many retail items have become high in demand, leading to a shortage. And pepperoni is the newest item to make that list. A nationwide shortage of the popular pizza topping has resulted in many pizza shops having to find new vendors to supply. Twin Ports pizza shops say they felt the impact since the end of July. That's not something I want a shortage of.
What else is 2020 gonna bring, you know?
I don't know.
One thing after another.
Well, that's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at 6 o'clock.